This feature is basically you're creating your own information. You can always go to add data or download stuff off the internet. This is Missouri's website for geospatial data, and here I can download anything. It's all shape files. You download it, you import it from your downloads folder or wherever you choose to save it using the add data button here. Add data. You just browse to wherever it is that you need to find it. Like here I can just go to downloads. I can go directly to downloads and just leave it in downloads and import it. These are actually images. If I import them, they'll be imported as rasters and they'll need to be georeferenced. And that's probably, actually now it's probably a good time to talk about that. If I do import a raster, I have to georeference it. So after I import it, the name will appear up here. I can change the selection of the raster depending on how many I have added to the map. And I get all of my tools. I basically click it and I can move it around, I can make it bigger, smaller. You use these points to try and lock it onto a feature that you know exists. It can be hard because those points don't always work the way they're supposed to. In general, you just keep resizing it and rescaling it until it matches up pretty closely to what you want. There's not really a good way to do this because ArcMap doesn't have a way to recognize the relationship between features on an image or a raster and features that are lines and points and polygons. You have to be able to do that, and it can take some time. There's no automatic way to just automatically have a road on a picture line up with the road that we have, like right here, this road, which is 75th Street. You have to go in and you have to do that. If you're looking for a base map, the easiest way to do it is just to use add base map. So now that we have created features, let's just stop editing, and we can import new data. So one way to do that is to go to an online data site and download it and then import it and make sure to project it using the same coordinate system. And as long as it's projected to the same coordinate system, it should go exactly where it's supposed to go. If it's not, then you have to go into georeferencing and maybe editing because the person who created it didn't do a very good job. So an easier way to do this, though, instead of just browsing the internet for random shapefiles, which can be hard to find, is just to use ArcGIS Online. And this is a good place to find streets and city outlines. And a good example of something that I had to find using ArcGIS Online is city outlines. I couldn't find actual city outlines on the internet. I don't know why. But I found it here on ArcGIS Online. I want to try and start with like the outline of the city. Only that. I want to try and find a file that only has this outline. And then when I georeference and set the coordinate system for everything else, you know, there are going to be streets coming off and going outside of the boundaries, and it's going to make the map huge and slow to load. There are two ways you can change this. You click clip. So like for streets, you clip from streets to like Raytown projected, and it will eliminate all streets outside of the Raytown area or of that shape, and it will only include the streets that are inside of that. Now what that'll do is it'll include an entire street though. So like 350 highway stretches all the way up here, and it's going to be, you know, really, really long, and it doesn't clip that out. And so you're going to have little roads stretching out. For the raster, the image of the base map, it will actually just cut the base map into the cookie cutter of the city limits of Raytown. But to make sure that you get everything included inside of whatever extent you're using, like the city limits, for example, you go to data frame, and down here it has options called clip options, and what you're going to do is click clip to shape, specify shape, and then outline of features, and you're going to choose whatever city limits or, you know, census tract or country or state or county that you have imported, and you click OK, and it will keep the entire pieces of information that you've imported and clipped using the actual tool, but it just will not show them. And so out here, 350 highway is stretching out in the information. If I open the attributes table, the length of this 350 highway is going to be all the way out here, but it's only showing what's inside of here. And so that's the best way I know how to do that.